Hi, and welcome to the Parenting in the Thick of It show. I'm your host, Louise Clark, your parenting partner, parent coach, and mindfulness coach. On the show today, I'm going to be talking about something that many parents bring up with me in the conversations we have around their struggles, and that is their kids don't listen. I don't know about you, but I have been through times in my life where I have felt that my children are not listening as well as I would like them to be. And over the years, I have learned many ways to make this better and to end the frustration and impatience and overwhelm that I used to feel as a result of them not listening. In order to get to where I am now, it has taken a bit of effort by me for me to go a bit deeper and work out why is it that my kids weren't listening to me. And I think there's many reasons. When we are triggered, we usually go back to a parenting pattern, what I call a default pattern. We go back to the parenting style that our parents parented us with. And that, for me, was the model where children are seen and not heard. So I certainly grew up not feeling that I was heard and that no one really listened to me. And I think many of us today had that because of that time where, children were seen and not heard. Wind the clock forward, and I default to that as much as I really don't want to. I know I do. I've looked deep, I've looked long, and I've looked hard. And I recognize that when my kids are not listening to me, it's because I'm not hearing them. They don't feel heard. So they're mirroring my behavior. So the more I listen, the more they listen. The less they listen, it's because I'm listening less. So I think that's one reason why. The other reason why I listen less, and I have to really check myself, is because I am super busy. I work from home, I work full time, I run a home, I have 3 kids. You get the picture where a lot of us are in this boat. And it makes life a big juggle for us. We're always juggling things. And as a result of which, we've got a lot on our minds, a lot going on in front of us. And when our kids ask us something, we sometimes don't hear it. And the other reason why I think that we're generally not very good at listening is because we prefer to speak. We prefer to be the ones doing the talking, and especially as parents, you know what we can be like. We just talk all the time, and we're not that good at listening. And I think generally as a society, we're not the best at listening. So for those 3 reasons, I think it makes it hard for us as parents to become better listeners. But I was working with a client a while back, and after a few sessions, I asked her, why is it, do you think, your kids don't listen to you? And she didn't come up with the normal responses, which are, well, they're so disrespectful, they're always on their devices, they don't have any time for me, they don't take what I say seriously. Note the projection here. They're projecting back onto the child. They're blaming the child for the fact that you're not being heard. You might blame your child for the fact that you are not being heard and they're not listening. This mum was very, very wise and very vulnerable and very courageous and brave as she said to me, my kids don't listen because I don't listen to them. She said it and she understood this, and this is what I learned many years ago in my role as a mum, that when my kids are not listening to me, it's because I'm not listening to them. We co-create the patterns that exist in our homes. And whatever you are getting from your kids, whether it be disrespect or not listening or interrupting, they're learning this skill from somewhere. And very often they're learning it from us. And I know this is a bitter pill to swallow. I know it's hard. It's really hard to hear that. But when you can actually sit back and be vulnerable and see that this could be a part of it, you can bring about such powerful changes in the way in which you parent and in your role as a mum. Or dad, if you're listening to this. Sorry, dads. So kids who don't listen are learning it from somewhere. Monkey see, monkey do. And because they spend most of their time with us, those habits are being learnt from us. They are great imitators. Kids imitate everything. So let's give them something really good to copy. So I have found that when I've honed in my listening skills and refined my listening skills, my children listen more to me. There's a few other tips and things that I want to go through that will help you perhaps get your kids to listen a bit better. And the first one is to be present. Try where possible to be in the moment. Do you know that for 54% of the time, my mind is not where I am. I've developed a mindfulness practice. I'm a mindfulness coach. So I pay attention to this and I try and make sure I am where my mind is. And when I'm present with my kids and I'm attuned to what they're doing and what it is they need, I'm more likely to listen to them. 2, this is huge, silence your phone. Put your phone on silent for certainly certain times in the day, and especially when your kids come home from school. I find that if I actually have my phone on silent and I stop work and I'm there to meet them and greet them and speak to them and ask them how their day's been, and I'm present there and I hear them, then I am more connected to them, and then I feel they will hear me when I want them to. So silencing your phone for parts of the day is huge. It's such a distraction. I know it is with me. It is huge to be able to put your phone away, don't have it on you, and just give the moment and your children some time away from technology. The next thing I would suggest is to focus on one thing at a time, where possible. Multitasking was kind of the thing to do many years ago, but now it's becoming less plat du jour. It is definitely harder to be focused and harder to listen to your kids when you've got loads of things on and you're focusing on lots of things rather than one. Number 4, when you want your kids to listen to you, get close to them. Don't shout at them from another room. I say that because I've done it and I will do it. But I know when I do this, they're very much less likely to listen to me. So get close to them. Just take the time to go to them and ask them, are you listening? I need you to hear me. And then engage them. The 5th one is when they are talking, really listen to them. I hate it when I'm speaking to somebody and I see their attention wander and they're looking away like this, and I'm speaking to them and I'm kind of looking, thinking, are they listening to me? I know I've done this with my kids and I do it with them. I hate it when someone does it to me. So keep an eye on yourself for that and make sure when your kid is speaking to you that you are engaged with them and you really listen to them. Because as you start to listen more, it's like magic. They will start listening to you. If you've enjoyed this episode, I have a podcast on this subject on how to get your kids to listen to you. So if you want a little refresher and maybe you're in the car, why don't you download episode 5 on the Parenting in the Thick of It channel, and I will talk you through some of the things I've spoken to you about today and more. And I've also written a blog on this called How to Get Your Kids to Listen. So lots of valuable content for you. I hope you've enjoyed this. If you have, why not subscribe to the channel? And also check out my website, yourparentingpartner.com. And I look forward to seeing you here soon. That's all for today. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.